Hey everybody, I am Julie Matheny. I am a speech pathologist and international board certified lactation consultant, IBCLC. And today I'm going to do setup, use, and review of the Pumpables Genie Advanced. I'm really excited. This is a video that has been a long time in coming. I've got a lot of questions about this pump because this is one of my favorite portable pumps, and for some people can work just as effective as a primary pump. Now, not for all, because as we know, there is no one size fits all for everybody, but I'm going to set this pump up for you so you can see how to set it up. I'm going to show you how to use it, and then we'll talk about my review of the pump. Okay, so now this is going to come with one for each side. I'm only going to unbox one side, right, for demo purposes. So this is the liquid shield system. This is the flange. And we all know, if you follow me for any length of time, flange size absolutely matters. Okay. So in this kit, we are going to have one flange. And I'm doing this on purpose so you can see exactly what it will look like if you get this same kit, right? So we're going to have the flange set up. This will also come with a bottle nipple. Now, if you ever had a Spectra, this looks similar to what Spectra has moved their bottle nipple to. So this is a tapered nipple. I don't know what the comparison of this flow rate is to other bottle systems, but I do like the shape of this nipple. It's a tapered nipple that will promote a wider, deeper latch. So that's a positive on this nipple. I'm not mad at it. Cap to that bottle nipple, right? So you don't spill. And then these caps are really meant for, this one makes it compatible to other all kinds of different fun things, pumps, and it helps a lid, okay? This lid makes it so that if you pump into this and you don't have a milk bag, you can take your bottle and you can close it off. Oh, looks like you can close your bottle so that you can transport that, okay? This will also have tubing. And this tubing is going to be what will connect your flanges directly to your pump. So this is really important to have the tubing. Now, when you are pumping, you want to sanitize everything prior to your first use. Follow the manufacturer instructions. A lot of times it's hot soapy water. Sometimes they'll have you boil it. Sometimes they'll have you throw it in a bottle sterilizer or those steam sterilizer bags. But don't ever get your tubing wet, because if you get condensation in here, this can get sucked into your pump and ruin it. So don't wash tubing. If you notice that there's a lot of condensation in there, my favorite trick is to just take it and lasso it, because it will get that moisture out, but you want to, in general, have these tubes dry. Okay, so we have our bottle. We're going to have our duckbill membrane is going to be on the bottom here. Okay. We have, this is where your suction is going to be generated. This pops out for cleaning purposes. Okay, and then we're going to put this on, back on. Okay, and then this has a cap to prevent your flange from getting dirty. Okay, this has their liquid silicone flanges, which I actually really like. I like the feel of these. And the pump has inserts that you can put in here to shrink them down. So this is their liquid flange system. The entire flange is a soft silicone, which I actually really appreciate, because I find a lot of people do much better with a soft silicone flange. Okay, and then this is going to go on here. And then our tubing is going to connect in the back of the pump. So the white's going to go in there. Okay, so that's the flange. Then we're going to actually open up our pump. Love that sound. It's going to have a nipple measuring tool. Okay, so a basic paper copy, 15 through 29. Most people I find are somewhere in this range. Now there are other nipple rulers that will measure more sizes than that. Legendary Milk makes one. Rude the Boob Boss has one. Legendary Milk, I said that Lactation Hub has one. So there's a lot of measuring tools, or work with me or a local IBCLC to get your right size flange. Okay, and then we have obviously the startup guide that's going to have all of your fun information for getting to know your Pumpables Genie Advanced. Okay, in this box you're also going to have the charger, okay, for charging your pump. All right, here's the actual pump. When you pull it out, it's going to have a face plate on it with some basic information about how to use the pump. Take this off. It also is going to have a screen protector that you can leave on or take off, whatever floats your boat, okay? This pump then, when you're going to actually plug it into your flange, it's going to plug in the bottom. If you want to pump one, close off the port so you're only pumping one. If you want to pump both, you can open that other port, but you have to have that closed if you're only going to pump one. Okay, so we're going to plug that in. And then our power button for this one is on the side. So here's your power button. So you're going to turn it on. Okay. This pump, when you turn it on, it doesn't do anything. So you actually have to hit the button to start your pump. Okay, so you turn it on and then you play. Now there are two basic modes on this pump. So you have the drop with what I call waves. Some people will call it bacon if you've used other pumps. This is your stimulation mode. This is to get your milk flowing. This has one speed and you can speed it up. Okay, so that's how fast you can go with that. Let me make sure. I'm going to look at my guide. Yep, so this is their letdown mode. This has one preset cycle speed to it, okay? But you can change how hard the vacuum is. Okay. And you can hear it's actually quite quiet. And when you compare it to size, this is my iPhone. Okay, oh, there's my girls. Hi, girlies. So it's a little smaller than the iPhone. It's pretty thick. Okay, so it's a decent sized pump, but it's really quite quiet. Once you start to see your letdown happen, you hit that button, you hit this drop button, and it's going to change to your expression mode. In the expression mode, you have 3 different cycle speeds. So you've got the vacuum and you have the cycle. So you can actually go in here and you can change how fast it pumps. And this is why I like this pump. This has more speed options than some of the other pumps out there. It lets you have more customization of how fast it pumps. And then this button changes it between vacuum and speed. Okay, so you've got 3 different vacuum speeds when you're expressing your milk, and you actually have you have 10 different vacuum options. Excuse me. Now, the difference with this pump is the harder you suck, the longer it pulls, okay? And this is one of the things that I don't like about a lot of breast pumps. Babies, if they are trying to move more milk, will suck faster and stronger, but you will never have a baby that sucks this long, right? I can't even suck like that as an adult, right? So my issue with most breast pumps, and I'll say most because most of them are doing this now, the harder you suck, the longer it pulls, which is never how a baby works. But most people should never be maxing out that vacuum. You want to have that vacuum in a comfortable range. For most people, somewhere between 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to feel comfortable and is really all that you need. So any pump that you have, don't suck your brains out your nipples. More is not better, and most people can go on a much gentler suction. And the reason I like this pump is because you do have options for going faster or slower, and there is a science behind that. We know how babies feed. We know most babies will do a non-nutritive suck to stimulate that milk to flow from anywhere from 90 to 120 sucks per minute. That's why most pumps will have that stimulation mode somewhere between 70 to 120 cycles per minute. And then most babies do 1 suck per second. So they'll do suck, swallow, breathe, suck, swallow, breathe, suck, swallow, breathe. They're usually doing about 1 per second, which is 60 cycles. A lot of these pumps will go slower because new babies, premature babies, young babies will suck a little bit slower and lighter than older babies. But the reason why it has these settings is because that's how we know the science is for how baby feeds. We also know every nipple responds differently to suction and speed. And so we're trying to find a pump that triggers your body to think this is a baby, to let down and release your milk. So a pump like Pumpables is going to give you a lot of variety of speed plus suction. Knowing that, again, there's going to be some people out there that need faster and stronger, but not the longer pull, or slower and lighter, okay? But this pump gives you a lot of those options while being fairly small and portable and pretty quiet. So that's why I actually really do like this pump for many people. Not one size fits all, will never be the best for all people out there, but it has a lot of options. So if I were to be pumping on this pump, and I were to turn it on, okay, I would start in the, oh, come on, start for me. Are you gonna pump for me? There we go. I got it to work again. I would start in the stimulation mode at a comfortable vacuum. I would not be maxing this out. Okay, I would probably start at like a 4, 5, 6 and pump for 1 to 2 minutes until I start to see my milk flow. Then I would switch modes and I would find the speed that feels comfortable. For me, I always like something that was a little faster and a little bit stronger. Okay, so I might actually go push this button and go a little faster, and then push this button and go just a little stronger, but not too strong, okay? And I would pump on this mode for 4 to 6 minutes, or until I start to see my milk flow slow. And then I would go back again to that other mode. And I would do another 1 to 2 minutes of this mode, and then another 4 to 6 minutes of this mode. Sometimes you can actually slow the vacuum down and play around with your cycle speeds as you go through your pump session, because your baby gets tired. They're really active and vigorous at the beginning of the feeding, but they might get a little slower and a little sleepier as they feed. Still going to move milk well, so you're trying to get this to mimic your baby, okay? And I would go back and forth at least 3 times in a 20-minute pump session to try to stimulate additional letdowns. So that's how to set up this pump. That's how to use this pump. And of all of the portable pumps, this is still my favorite that I have come in contact with on the market. So I do recommend this one above a lot of the competitors because I feel that it has good options in how fast it suctions, and it does have really good suction strength for those different speeds. Again, there will be some people that need a faster suction with harder, stronger suction, but without the long pull. So if you're one of those people that has a not sensitive nipple, meaning you need a really good firm pull, but you feel the long pull of this is too much, there are other pumps that could be considered, but in general, this falls into my favorite for the portable candidate. Okay, so that's the Pumpables Genie Advanced. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, lalactation@gmail.com, or send me a message. Comment below if you have experience with this pump and what your thoughts are. Now you know. Hey everybody, this is the Pumpables Genie Advanced, and I just want to talk through the settings of this pump because I get asked how do I use this pump quite a bit. So when you turn this pump on and push any button, it's going to automatically start in your stimulation mode. This cycles at 70 sucks per minute, which is the same as the 70 cycle on the Spectra. So it's 70 cycles, and you can change the vacuum on here. And what I really like is it stays at 70 cycles fixed, but gives you stronger strength. I love when a pump does this, when it goes really fast, but you can suck harder. But don't suck your brains out your nipples. That's not the point, okay? Keep this vacuum comfortable. Most people, to stimulate their letdown, should really be pumping on this somewhere between 2 to 6 at the very most, okay? Because you want to stimulate how a baby would be triggering your letdown. So they're going to come on and they're going to suck really fast and light to get that milk to flow. Usually 30, 60, 90 seconds in, you should start to see your milk flow let down. You then want to push this button to go over into the expression mode. Now the expression mode with this button, you can control the cycle and the vacuum. The cycle is how fast it sucks, and the vacuum is how hard it sucks. So you can go in, and there's variable speeds for this. I really actually like that it has that option. So in the manual, it can go from 24 to 70 cycles per minute. Okay, now on this mode, the lighter your vacuum, let me go back to vacuum mode. The lighter the vacuum, the faster it sucks. Okay, the harder you go on that vacuum, and I'll release so you can hear it, the longer the pull. I don't like most pumps that do this long pull because there is no human in existence that sucks this long and hard to move milk. Okay, so let me show you what that would be like if a baby were sucking this long. I can't even do it, right? So don't suck your brains out your nipples. This isn't how most babies are going to suck. Most babies are going to suck. Let me get it on that vacuum again. Most babies are going to suck like this, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that vacuum for the correct speed. Okay, so we're trying to get this pump to mimic how a baby's feeding, but I like the option that you can change how fast and how hard it goes. Okay, so we can take it a little bit slower and a little harder, so you can play around to find how your body releases milk best. Don't suck your brains out your nipples. When you use too strong of suction, you can actually collapse your milk ducts, which is what makes many people prone to plugged ducts. They collapse the ducts so milk can't empty because they're sucking too strong at the front end, and that milk then backs up in the system and clogs. So make sure that you're finding what works to empty your milk but not cause any inflammation. So I would then pump on this mode for anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes, or until you start to see your milk flow slow. Then you're going to go back again to your stimulation mode for 1 to 2 minutes to try to trigger another letdown. And then once you let down again, you're going to go back for 4 to 6 minutes. You can play around with the speed and the suction as you pump, going lighter as you need to if you feel like you're starting to swell, or going a little harder if you feel like you need to pull that milk from the breast a little bit more. Okay, so this is really the true variability of your own anatomy. But I would recommend going back and forth between these modes at least 3 times on a 20-minute pump session. So 30, 60, 90 seconds in this mode, and then 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes on this mode, and back and forth to trigger more letdowns. This is unique to your body, so it does take figuring out how does your body respond, how often do you need to go back and forth between those cycles. And there probably are some people out there that can just stay on this mode, increasing the vacuum, because it doesn't have that long pull. So if you have this pump and you're not responding well to the expression mode because of the length of the pull, try staying in your stimulation mode. Stimulate at a really light section for the first minute or 2, and then just increase your vacuum, and then lighten your vacuum, and increase your vacuum to see if that helps your unique anatomy. So that's how I recommend using the settings on the Pumpables Genie Advanced. Drop me a comment if you have a different way for how you found this pump has worked for you. Drop a comment for any tips or tricks that you may have for another parent. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Now you know.